So when you're sitting in the Situation Room and you're feeding, you're basically almost curating for the president and all these, the most powerful people in U.S. government, what information are you able to obtain on your screen that's happening in real time?
Well, first of all, when I had spent several hours explaining to the principals what they could expect to see on the screen when the mission unfolded, and it didn't go down that way. There were, of course, a number of questions, and I of course am a helicopter pilot myself, and knew for sure the helicopter wasn't supposed to land because it looked like a landing from our angle, and when the rotors shut down, I knew for sure that wasn't part of the plan. So,
but hold on there for a second.
Yeah.
So, how do you convey bad news, not the positive news, to the president and others that are all gathered around you that something is not going right, that the helicopter is not supposed to land? How do you do that in a calm way? What are you telling them?
Well, I mean, if you could see the chats that I was hitting on the other end, it was essentially, what the heck is going on over there? And what was interesting was the JOC, the Joint Operations Center that was forward in Afghanistan, was not aware that I was in the White House. And they, when they left to do the mission, my mission was to be man the center there at Fort Bragg, and if we had casualties, to make sure that the notification went properly and stuff like that. So when I started asking kind of pointed questions, because I knew I needed to relay this to principals, the first wave of answers was, "Hey, sir, respectfully, we're kind of busy right now," and my answer back was, "I'll see you're busy and raise you anything you want. I need this answer." And they're like, "Where are you?" I'm in the White House, and they look at the screen, and so then I started getting fed some information that was useful. That was really, I mean, I was able to surmise, the basics. Is the mission continuing? Is anyone hurt? The principals are wanting to know not only about our.
So you're telling the president in real time.
Yeah.
You're saying, "Sir, a helicopter just went down," or you're just waiting until you're delaying it, waiting until you have more information. How do you convey that to the president?
Well, I mean, as best as I could at the time. I mean, clearly, when the helicopter rotor shut down, it was obvious that something had gone on. My first queries were, do we have casualties, and is the mission continuing? Those were the first two questions, which I was able to relay very rapidly. No one's hurt. The mission's continuing. Yes, we have a problem with the helicopter. And then there was a long discussion on, is the helicopter going to fly out, which I didn't have the information, but I listened. If they shut those rotors down, that helicopter's not coming back out. Mm-hmm. Then what are you going to do? Well, we're going to have, again, surmising until I can confirm it. We're probably going to have to blow that in place. We have a contingency plan. The mission will be able to continue. And then the progress of the questions was, what's happening with the people that are in the compound, because we knew there was obviously more than just bin Laden in the compound, that there was women, there's potentially children. What's the status of that?
So what information are you receiving real time? So basically you're receiving in real time what images from satellite, helicopters above? What type of imagery? What are you receiving?
We have some sensor capability to see some limited aspect of what's going on. Frankly, it's not much, and I can promise you we're not talking to the ground force commander going, "What are you doing right now?" So as we in any special operations mission, we have what we call an execution checklist, where key items, as they're completed, there's code words. Of course, there's a famous code word that's out on that very thing. So as those code words come in, and in fact during the mission, when I was first when this first was happening, I had a headset on and I was listening to the radios. Well, when all those people ended up in the room, I just unplugged the headset so they could all hear the radio traffic. And then they're going, well, what is I can't remember the words. What does Apache mean? What does Navajo mean? And so we were just kind of going through the series of.
So you're looking down at your computer. You're getting multiple feeds.
Yeah.
They're looking up at a screen in the room. What are they seeing on the screen?
Not much.
So they're basically seeing just what over.
They're seeing the compound.
Mm-hmm.
And now there's a helicopter that's sitting, in the animal pen. but there's you can't see anything else. I mean, all the motion, all the movements happening inside, which of course we're not privy to.
And in the room, who's in charge? Are you in charge? It seems like
No.
they're all looking at you. I understand you have the president there, but the president made it clear he doesn't want to. He basically does not want to interfere as the operation's being executed.
Yeah.
So who is basically in charge while this is happening?
Well, this was the mission belonged to Mr. Panetta, and of course Admiral, and so he owned the mission, and Admiral McCraven was executing the mission forward in Afghanistan. I know what the picture looks like in that room, but I was not in charge. I was simply a conduit of relaying information and like I said, to be a shell answer man, and certainly once we had complications, to keep everybody calm. That was my job.